Picture this. Dr. Evelyn Reed, a top astrophysicist, a brilliant mind dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. She spent years gazing at distant galaxies, chasing elusive dark matter, and pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. But today she isn't at her telescope, lost in the wonder of the universe. She's packing up her lab, carefully placing sensitive instruments into cardboard boxes, each movement filled with a sense of disappointment. The hum of discovery, the constant whir of machinery, the excited chatter of colleagues, all gone, replaced by an eerie silence. The vibrant energy of scientific exploration is gone, replaced by the mundane sound of tape-sealing boxes, each strip a final farewell to years of dedicated research. The equipment that once unlocked the universe's secrets, the tools that allowed her to peer into the very fabric of reality, now it's all bubble-wrapped for a one-way trip overseas, destined for a new home, a new country that values scientific inquiry. Zurich, Shanghai, maybe Toronto, where science is still funded, where innovation is encouraged, and where the pursuit of knowledge is seen as an investment in the future. This isn't a dystopian movie, a fictional tale of scientific suppression. It's the real fallout from decisions made in Washington, the tangible consequences of policies that devalue scientific research. Specifically, during the Trump administration, a period marked by significant cuts to science funding and a general skepticism towards scientific expertise. Suddenly, scientists found their funding applications, meticulously crafted proposals representing years of research and countless hours of work, stamped with a giant metaphorical nope. A rejection that not only halts their research, but also undermines their confidence and passion. It wasn't careful pruning, a strategic reallocation of resources to promising new fields. It was hacking at the roots of American innovation, a short-sighted decision that jeopardizes the nation's long-term scientific competitiveness. Young researchers, once eager to cure cancer, driven by a desire to alleviate suffering and improve human lives, or develop clean energy, passionate about protecting the planet and creating a sustainable future, now scramble to appeal to European funders, seeking opportunities abroad to continue their vital work. It's like training for the Olympics, dedicating years to honing your skills and pushing your limits, only to find the pool drained, your dreams dashed by a lack of support and resources. As Dr. Reed tapes up her final box, the last vestige of her once thriving research program, labeled Hopes, Dreams, and a Slightly Used Particle Accelerator, a poignant reminder of what's being lost. It's not just her career detouring, it's not just a personal setback. It's a piece of America's scientific future shift out, a brain drain that weakens the nation's ability to compete in the global arena. This scene played out in labs nationwide, a recurring nightmare for scientists across the country, a symptom of a deeper problem, a systemic underfunding of scientific research that threatens to cripple American innovation. Budget cuts that shook the foundations of American science, undermining its ability to address critical challenges facing the nation and the world. And if you think that's dramatic, if you believe this is an isolated incident, stick around, because the stakes for our future are real, and the consequences of neglecting science are far-reaching. These weren't vague budget cuts, they were targeted and brutal. The EPA faced proposals for cuts of 20–30%, as if protecting the environment was a luxury. The NIH, the world's biomedical powerhouse, saw billions threatened. Congress sometimes restored funds, but the message was clear: your life-saving research, not a priority. The Department of Energy's Office of Science, crucial for physics and clean energy, was also on the chopping block. Even NOAA, vital for climate research and weather forecasting, faced deep cuts. The result? Uncertainty, stalled projects, and a chilling effect on long-term breakthroughs. The message from Washington science, especially climate and basic research, was expendable. Brain drain, when top minds leave for better opportunities abroad, became a real threat. American labs, once magnets for global talent, started losing scientists to countries offering stable funding and support. It's not that researchers wanted to leave, but when labs shrink and funding dries up, the allure of a welcoming environment elsewhere is hard to resist. This isn't just about a few disgruntled scientists, it's about losing the innovators who drive new technologies and train the next generation. Other countries investing heavily in science rolled out the red carpet for talent. When America stumbles, the world is ready to catch what we let go. Is this really a big deal? Ask Dr. Harold Varmus, Nobel laureate and former NIH director, who warned that cutting research funding means losing American leadership in science. Scientific progress isn't a tap you turn on and off. It needs steady investment to build infrastructure and train talent. When funding falters, the pipeline of discovery dries up and talent looks elsewhere. Varmus and countless scientific organizations sounded the alarm. You're kneecapping the future. The problem? Research takes years to pay off, but political cycles are short. Ignoring expert warnings is like ignoring your doctor's advice, fine for now, but the consequences catch up. America's scientific edge was built on long-term investment, not short-term savings. Cut that, and you risk falling behind for good. While America debated science funding, other countries doubled down. China poured billions into research, building world-class labs and recruiting global talent, including Americans. Germany and France maintained or increased their science budgets, attracting researchers with stable funding and top facilities. Canada launched initiatives to lure scientists unsettled by U.S. uncertainty. Scientific talent is mobile. Researchers go where they're valued. As the U.S. signaled science was a low priority, other nations seized the chance to lead. The result? A global race for innovation, with America risking its place at the front. In science, the countries that invest win the future. The challenges facing scientists today are not merely theoretical. They have tangible consequences that ripple through the scientific community and beyond. Real scientists, driven by necessity and the pursuit of opportunity, have made real moves, relocating their expertise and passion to new environments. This phenomenon is not just about individual career choices. It reflects a broader shift in the global landscape of scientific research. Take, for instance, Dr. Sarah Miller, a bright and ambitious young biologist. She made the difficult decision to leave California and embark on a new chapter in Germany. This move was prompted by a stark reality. U.S. grants, once a reliable source of funding, had simply dried up, leaving her research aspirations hanging in the balance. Now, with renewed support, she's actively advancing Alzheimer's research, a field with profound implications for global health. Her work is generously funded by German taxpayers, highlighting the international nature of scientific investment and progress. Consider also Dr. Chen Wei, an MIT-trained AI expert, a brilliant mind at the forefront of artificial intelligence. He faced significant visa hurdles and navigated an environment marked by anti-immigrant rhetoric, creating uncertainty and challenges for his career. Ultimately, he chose to take his talents to Singapore, a nation actively cultivating a thriving hub for technological innovation. There, he is leading groundbreaking breakthroughs, contributing to Singapore's rise as a global leader in AI research and development. It's important to remember that early career scientists, the future of scientific discovery, are often hit hardest by funding cuts, facing immense pressure to secure their place in the scientific world. Many are forced to make the difficult choice to either leave science altogether or seek out opportunities abroad, where their skills and expertise are valued and supported. Consider the story of one physicist, dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. He found himself unable to secure funding for his research in the US, a frustrating and disheartening experience. He ultimately joined CERN in Switzerland, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. There, he found a collaborative environment where ambitious projects and groundbreaking experiments are the norm, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. Each departure of a scientist, each relocation of expertise, means lost expertise, a drain on the collective knowledge base. It also means lost discoveries, potential breakthroughs that may never come to fruition. And perhaps most importantly, it represents lost mentorship for future scientists, hindering the development of the next generation of innovators. It's a quiet exodus, often unseen and unacknowledged. But the cumulative loss is huge, impacting the long-term health and competitiveness of the scientific enterprise. America's scientific team, once the envy of the world, keeps trading away its best players, weakening its position in the global arena. Short-term savings achieved through budget cuts and reduced investment inevitably mean long-term decline, eroding the foundations of scientific progress. In the Global Science League, where nations compete for talent and innovation, that's a losing strategy, one that jeopardizes future prosperity and global leadership. Why should you care? Because science funding shapes your daily life, medicine, smartphones, GPS, and more, all stem from government-backed research. Cut that, and you're eating your seed corn fine today, starving tomorrow, the COVID-19 vaccine miracle. Built on decades of basic research, much of it publicly funded, slashing science budgets is like firing the fire department because there hasn't been a fire lately until disaster strikes. America's global leadership, economy, and security depend on scientific supremacy. Lose that edge and we lose jobs, influence, and the ability to shape the future. The innovations and cures that don't happen here are a direct hit to our prosperity. Science isn't just lab coats, it's the backbone of our society. It's not all doom and gloom. Despite the challenges, there are reasons to be optimistic about the future of science in America. We've seen resilience and a deep-seated commitment to research and innovation that can't be easily extinguished. Congress often restored science funding even in times of fiscal constraint. There's a recognition, at least in some corners of the government, that investing in science is investing in the nation's future prosperity and security. This is thanks to relentless advocacy from scientists, educators, and concerned citizens who understand the vital role science plays in our society. Their voices have made a difference, pushing back against short-sighted cuts and promoting the long-term benefits of research. But the damage wasn't just in dollars and cents. The impact goes far beyond budget lines and grant applications. Years of uncertainty and hostile rhetoric towards science have taken a toll. It's created an environment where evidence-based decision-making is questioned, and scientific expertise is undervalued. This made the U.S. less attractive as a destination for top scientific talent. The best and brightest minds may choose to pursue their research elsewhere where they feel more supported and appreciated. This affects our ability to attract and retain scientists worldwide, hindering collaboration and innovation. Science is a global endeavor, and we need to be part of that global community. Rebuilding trust in science takes more than a few budget cycles or a change in administration. It requires a sustained effort to communicate the value of science to the public and policymakers alike. It needs a long-term commitment to funding basic research, supporting young scientists, and fostering a culture of scientific inquiry. It also needs clear support from the top levels of government, demonstrating that science is a priority for the nation. Supporting science isn't a partisan issue. It shouldn't be a matter of political debate. It's essential for America's future, our economic competitiveness, and our ability to address the challenges facing our world. We must tell our leaders, at every level of government, that research funding is not just an expenditure, but a critical investment in our collective well-being. It's not an expense to be cut when times are tough, but a strategic imperative for long-term growth and prosperity. If America wants to lead the world in innovation, technology, and scientific discovery, we need predictable budgets that allow researchers to plan for the future and pursue ambitious projects. We need welcoming policies that attract and retain the best and brightest minds from around the globe. And we need a culture that values discovery, celebrates scientific achievement, and encourages curiosity. The future of science and technology won't invent itself. Progress doesn't happen by accident. If we don't invest in the research and development that drives innovation, someone else will step up and take the lead. Other nations are already making significant investments in science and technology, and they're eager to reap the rewards. Let's not watch our scientific future slip away. Let's not allow the United States to fall behind in the global race for innovation. Not one underfunded lab at a time, not one lost opportunity at a time. We need a comprehensive and sustained commitment to science. Let's be the people, the generation who champion science, who support the future, and who ensure that America remains a leader in discovery and innovation. Radical, I know, but it's also absolutely necessary.